This video is designed to help you create a well-developed and detailed note card using NoodleTools. If you haven't already signed on to NoodleTools and created a new project, then you'll need to pause this video and do that now. From the dashboard page, you can either click Bibliography at the top, or come down to Components and click Works Cited. Both links will take you to the same place. As you can see, I have already created several sources from where I plan to build my note cards, and there are already a few note cards already created. It is extremely important to build your note cards from the Works Cited page in order to ensure that all note cards are clearly matched with the source from which they came. So let's imagine I'm ready to build a note card from this source right here. It's actually this source, Preventing and Reporting Cyberbullying. In this case, this quote highlighted is the one I plan to use. So I can simply highlight, copy it, and then return to NoodleTools to build my note card. In order to create the note card, I simply need to click New. Now you can see that this note card is already matched to the source from which the notes will come. It is important to give each note card its own individual title. In this case, I'm going to call this one Definition of Cyberbullying. Each note card has three separate sections. There's the direct quotation from the source, there's the paraphrase or summary section, and lastly, there is the My Ideas section. Let's begin in the direct quotation section. Using the direct quote that we copied earlier, I'm going to go ahead and right-click and paste this quote into the direct quotation. At this point, it might be helpful to highlight it and make it slightly bigger. But don't waste too much time doing this. Next, it is important to take the direct quotation and put it into your own words. This way, you can use either the direct quote or your own ideas in this section in your actual report. In order to paraphrase, it is important to take the direct quote and put it into student-friendly terms. So now, instead of that super long quote, we have something that is a little easier to manage that looks like this. Lastly, it is important to put something in the My Ideas section of the note card. This section is important to remind yourself as to why you chose the quote in the first place. For example, you might think the quote is a good way to open your paper. In this case, I believe that this quote gives a really good definition. So that's exactly what I would write. This quote gives a good definition and would be good to include in the introduction of my paper. Something simple just to give you a reminder when the time comes to write the paper. At this point, you can go ahead and hit Save. And now you will see that your note card appears right here in your Works Cited page. It is extremely important to remember to build your note cards directly from the Works Cited page by clicking New from the source from which you plan to take notes. This way, all of your note cards will align with all of your sources. If you have any other questions, just simply ask Mrs. Chrisman and she should be able to provide additional instruction.